Welcome back to part 2 of the baby RX-7 build. If you haven't seen the last episode, we bought the UK's cheapest running, driving, turboed RX-7, and we're going to be swapping everything into this MX-5, doing a bunch of custom work, redoing the body kit, and a whole bunch more. As I said in the last video, we're keeping all the prices extremely transparent, so at the end of this video, we'll give you an updated list of what we sold, what we bought, how much it's actually cost us to get to this point. But this episode, we need to pull the engine. It's still only got the 1.6 UNOS engine, so it's only making, what, like 115 brake, or something like that. So let's get it pulled out, ready for the rotary turbo. So I've never pulled this engine before, so it's the first for me, but it seems pretty simple to be fair. So I'm gonna start with all the wiring. I mean, I've already sold a bunch of stuff off it, so like the alternator's off it, the power steering's off it, a bunch of other stuff is already off it. So part of it's pretty much already done, it saves me some time. So let's start with the wiring, then I want to take the intake off because it'll just be easier to pull the engine like that. And then let's just start pulling things out because I have no clue how to do this. Let's just figure it out. I'm being an idiot. I need to pull out the radiator, drain the coolant, drain the oil. I'm like, yeah, let me just start unplugging things and start pulling the engine out. No, I need to drain all the fluids. So let's do that. And then we can go back to the wiring and then we can start undoing bolts and stuff. Anyway, imagine this was hot and explodes in my face. That wouldn't be great, would it? Oh. Oh. Yo, so I'm pretty sure that is everything on this side of the engine. I think we got to do fuel rail. Well, I'll show you actually, it's just easier. So everything on this side fully disconnected, wires, power steering, all of that good stuff, because I've already taken a bunch off. On this side, obviously took the rad out. Easiest rad to ever take out, I'll be completely real. We've got all these wires, fuel rail, which I assume is pressurized, so you need to be careful doing that. Cam position sensor, brake booster thing, I think this is the brake booster, something like that. And then obviously some wires to the starter itself from the transmission. Then we've got all the transmission bolts, and in order to do all those to make it easier, I'm just going to take the intake off. So let's work on getting that done, pull off all the rest of the wires, then it's literally just transmission, and then we should be able to just pull it out, theoretically. I say theoretically because I have no clue. The fun part is when you get to pull the engine and realise there's stuff connected and see how much tension it takes to break the stuff that's still connected. So I can't wait for that. Also, we're going to do a super clean engine bay. I think I might have explained it in the last episode, but we're going fully custom on this build. First part is just getting the rotary turbo in there running and driving, and then we'll go absolutely buck nutty and just like, and then we'll pull everything out again, go absolutely crazy, paint the engine bay, paint the engine, paint everything, get it super clean. I just can't wait, to be fair, boys. Just build like a rotary turbo car that's got all the throttle response, weighs nothing, going like plastic windows, stuff like that. Obviously I'll have to get a roll cage in there just to make it a bit safer. Imagine just driving down the road, the missus just crash. That wouldn't be great. But yeah, let's just get on the intake side, get all that off, pull the engine, and get all the parts sold, because I don't need any of these parts. So if you need any parts, let me know. I'm also still wanting to build like an SR E30, something like that, but obviously that's for the future. Let's just focus on this at the moment. Anyway, do you want to know why I was stalling and waffling? Look at this. It's those dreaded clips, bro. I've got to take out 1, 2, 3, 4 without snapping them. Yeah, I don't know if that's happening. Anyway, let's give it a go. Alright, there's 1. Ooh, 2 no snap. Oh, 3 no snap. Are you crazy? Oh, this one's already snapped, so Maybe I should remove these lines. Maybe that'll make my life easier. Ooh, there we go. Wait, does this actually come out or not? Am I just being an idiot? Does this just actually not come out? So I've just undone those bolts for no reason. Fire. So I need to undo this hose clamp anyways, disconnect it. Ah, glad I just wasted 2 minutes doing that. Great. That is fuel lines disconnected. Now I'm gonna crack off this fuel rail. Get that out of the way. Yeah, so that's the fuel rail disconnected. You can see it wiggling, but I won't be able to take it out until I've actually disconnected the manifold, so it needs to cool down a little. So intake manifold bolt time. Yo, check out the setup, come on. Double extendo on the Milwaukee. Come on, there we go. No clue where that bolt's gonna go, but we'll just let it fall. Oh, is that it? Oh. Alright, now I've only got to do what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more of them? Easy, mate, easy. I'm gonna regret saying that. I'm gonna end up punching the intake and like splitting open my knuckle and all. So that is the intake manifold pretty much off, as you can see. I've got a few pipes to disconnect, then we pull out the fuel rail, pull off this, get the rest of the, I think there's an oil pressure sensor, a few other things to the starter motor itself, and then the transmission, and we're going to do the actual engine mounts and then pull this whole thing out. As you can see, I've already pretty much disconnected all my alternator stuff here. That's this harness here, so we'll tuck this out the way. Oh, oil pressure. Just quickly grab that off. There we go. So we can tuck that out the way now. So it is literally just this starter motor here, and then the transmission bolts. It looks like one of my transmission bolts is missing. I mean, yeah, if you know the story behind this car, then that just makes sense, doesn't it? So let's quickly grab off all these wires, pull out the actual starter motor itself. I don't think this bracket has to come off. I think it's just the bits that bolt the starter motor to the actual transmission and then we can disconnect transmission bolts, and then we should be good to pull it. By the way, this is a really nice 1.6 engine. I mean, it's been rebuilt, had a new head gasket not long ago. So it's a good engine, it runs and drives real sweet, but rotary turbo. Do you know what I mean? So that's all I need to say, really. If you can see it on camera, look how orange that one bolt is. It's kind of cool. It's not rust or anything, it's like a copper bolt. Oh, maybe I'm just being an idiot. Maybe it is just actually a copper bolt on the starter motor. Unless I'm actually just an idiot. I just realised there's probably no point in me filming this because you cannot see it. So I'm just going to get it out, save my camera battery, and show you when I got it out. Some bullshit, man. They're all different size bolts, and like one's a through bolt. It's just annoying as like, why did you make it? I mean, luckily, one of them was missing. So I don't know how the fuck that works, but yeah. Now it's just the gearbox bolts to the engine. So I think there's one there, one here, and then like 5 underneath. I'm not going to film them because it's underneath the car and I'm not going to be able to film that. So let's grab them out, go get the engine crane and pull the engine. So we have the most dodgy engine crane setup. I might show you afterwards. There's wood everywhere on the floor. As you know, my drive is completely unstable. So hopefully the engine comes out okay. If it doesn't, I'm just going to jump out the way and let it fall if it does fall. We've disconnected everything, so let's just start jacking it up and getting it out. Alright, so the engine is out of the car. The question is, do I show you how bad? Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how bad the setup was. Oh my god, bro, bare scaffold boards, bare wood. Kind of ripped off half my under tray, it's fine. There we go. Yeah, it was a bit dodgy, but you know, we got the engine out. Let's cut to when it's on an engine stand, because I have all these parts like the intake, the starter motor, the manifold. I'm gonna put them back on the actual engine, give it a good cleaner. I can get it listed, because I'll just sell the engine. Like, I don't need it. I could put it in something, but I don't have anything to put it in. I'm not going to rebuild the RX-7, so I might as well sell it, since it is a good running, working engine. So let's cut to when it's on an engine stand, all cleaned up and back together. Oh, before we do that actually, here is the engine bay. It's kind of covered in coolant and oil at the moment, because I kind of drained everything without any kind of pans. But we aren't be running these mounts. We're going to have to make some custom mounts, obviously, for the Rotary. But yeah, we're going to get this all cleaned up, strip everything out. So next time you see this, it'll be completely empty. No wiring, no extra like pipes or anything, because we're all doing fully custom, like radiator, hoses, brake lines, clutch lines, everything. Okay, so as you can see, we have the engine out, it's on a stand, we've cleaned it up, taken a few photos and got it listed for sale because we do not need it. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. If you've made it this far, this is the point. I'm trying to keep it consistent throughout the whole baby RX-7 build, where at the end of the episode, we'll talk about how much we've spent, what we've bought, what we've sold, and how much we're like up on the build or how much we're down on the build. I've got it all on my phone, so let me pull up my notes and let's quickly go through everything that I've bought and sold at this point. All in all, remember, we bought the RX-7 for £1.5 grand. We paid like £300, £400 for delivery because it was like 5 hours away. And then I bought an engine crane and stand for like £400. So all in all, we're into the RX-7, the machinery, and delivery for about 2.3k. So I'll put 2.3k up here, and let's go through what I've sold up until this point. Now the RX-7, we made a deal on it. I have to pull the engine and gearbox tomorrow, and the guys come in on Saturday to pick up the car, but we'll save that cost breakdown stuff for next video, which I don't even need to say anything. You're just gonna have to watch that video, watch to the end to see how much we sold the car and the wheels for. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. But okay, so what we've sold up until this point today. We've sold the interior for £335. This is all off the MX-5, by the way. Nothing on the RX-7 yet. Interior on the MX-5, £335. Power steering system on it, excluding the actual rack itself, for £80. The Lexus bumpers from a Lexus build I did not too long ago, £70. Some MX-5 bumpers, £75 for front and rear. We got the MX-5 wheels for £600. Then we have some gauges for £90, and the MX-5 hardtop wing, which I never actually ended up using, and that was £40. All in all, we have sold £1,290 worth of stuff just off the MX-5 alone, and that leaves us with a total of £1,010 to make in order to break even on the RX-7, the machinery, and all that stuff. Now, I've pretty much already agreed on a price to sell the RX-7 without the engine, gearbox, and part of the harness, and it's kind of nuts. So you're gonna have to watch next week's video, watch to the end to find out what price we sold that for. The guy who's buying the RX-7 isn't actually taking the wheels with it either, and that's a crazy earner. So watch next week's video. It's pretty nuts. I think I said it in the first video, buying that RX-7 that was running and driving with the interior that it had, the wheels that are on it, we've really come up on that car. Like, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity, bro. I had to buy it. It's an Alpha Turbo Rotary, do you know what I mean? I don't think anyone's put one of those in an MX-5 yet. I know a few people that have done 13Bs and 12As, or 13B turbo, but I don't think anyone's actually put an Alpha Turbo carb turbo system in an MX-5, so I think we might be the first person to do it. I literally have not seen one anywhere, like online, in forums, nothing, so we actually might be the first person to do it in the world, which I think is pretty cool. But considering I've literally made a deal with some fella to pick up the car on Saturday, we need to pull the RX-7 engine. I'm not gonna lie, I've already pulled it. It's right there. The transmission's right there. We've already agreed on a price with the guy, but come back next week where you can see us pull the RX-7 engine. It was a whole hassle. It was a whole thing. It's a long episode, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you leave a comment, comment, subscribe, that helps us out a lot on the channel. The inzane.com, we have a bunch of clothes and stuff for sale if you guys are interested. And I just thought I'd quickly brush over like the next few videos that are coming. So obviously this guy wants the RX-7. He's only buying the shell, no wheels, no engine, no gearbox.
So we are going to be pulling all of that stuff out. That'll be next week's video. And then obviously I have a bunch of cars. My Corolla needs a new auxiliary belt. The E39's getting a full suspension overhaul, new control arms, new bushings, everything. The MX-5 needs some more work before we can actually drop in the Rotary and make some custom engine mounts. I need to remove like the fuel system, the harness, all the random stuff that I do not need, and we can also get all of that sold. And so we should make more money off that car. And I just thought to myself, instead of doing it all in like little videos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to film all of it, like pulling the harness on the MX-5, breaking down the suspension, doing the Corolla auxiliary belt, refreshing the whole E39 suspension, and whack it all in one video, kind of just me playing with my junk. And then on top of that as well, I've got the timing chain to do on the Datsun, and I think I will make a full separate video on the Datsun, just because if you've seen the previous episodes, the Datsun's always had its own videos. So going forward, what we'll do, RX-7 engine, gearbox, pulling all of that stuff, all one video. Then the next video will probably be me messing around with all my junk, doing the E39, the Corolla, some little bits to the MX-5, and then another video being the Datsun. And by the time we've finished doing the Datsun, I'm hoping to have all the fabrication done on the MX-5, have the RX-7 engine dropped in, and then we can do all the wiring, the plumbing, get it running and driving, and have a running, driving, rotary Elford turbo system in the MX-5. And once it's all running and driving, I can move on to like bodywork, the body kit, the new look we're going for, the interior. Obviously, we're redoing all the fuel system, going standalone ECU, all of that good stuff. So there's a whole bunch that's going to happen. And if you made it this far into the video, once again, I really appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for next week's episodes. Safe.